Sit down, sit down.
I don't want to give, any credential, to whatever they are saying. It doesn't distract from the fact that, I was at the convention. I was invited properly, and have an honored guest, position. So, who are they that I have need to prove anything to them? How was that? And what's their business? Is that about the high unemployment in this country? Is that about lack of food on the tables and in the kitchen of the poor? Is that about electricity that they cannot even properly privatize, blackmailing the honorable minister and forcing somebody to resign because they want to turn it to family patrimony? Is that, the cause of infrastructure that is lacking in this country? Is that, shouldn't we even share knowledge, acquire knowledge to really understand, what a nation needs?
How prepared are you for next month's election in Ondo State?
We are very, very prepared. The candidate is working hard, the party is working very hard, all our structure are in place. And as long as the election is well monitored, policed, and controlled, we are very sure of victory.
The first batch is 25. How solid is the state financially to ensure that none of them will be abandoned?
We put our priority right. We first of all, we engineer our finances. It will be slow in gestation because people are not, naturally will not respond to new creative method of financing. But this is what, this is an innovation, and equally the standard of this building that we are bringing is another pace-setting program for those schools. The funding is not there to take everything in one go, but by managing a good cash management method, we are not going to hold nobody, and we are not going to abandon no project.
Your Excellency, sir, a project like this has to be sustained by teachers who can actually face the challenge. Do you plan to train your teachers initially to standard education and
we will continue to upgrade the teacher training program. Equally, we are going to hire more teachers. Okay? Those who are on temporary appointment will be converted to have job security. This is part of the government program. Put the teacher and the people first. Equally, we will have training the trainers program in information technology. I don't study the anthropology of it. Where are we? Political power is not going to be served in a restaurant. It's not served in a la carte. It's what we are doing. It's being determined to do it. At all costs, fight for it, grab it, snatch it,
Yes, sir.
and run with it.
Yes, sir. Jagaban. Jagaban. Yes,
the country is going through a very strong phase of reform. And this reform is taking a very bold and hard decision. For example, you might be hearing from home now in the last few days about fuel prices. But can we help it? Can we develop? You use their good roads, say, You see electricity being constant. You see water supply being constant and running. What is the critical path to get us there? If we cannot take hard, painful decisions to pave the way, I want is to provide the leadership that is necessary, and I'm committed to that. It's not all about politics. If you are afraid of taking the hard decision when it is time to do it, you probably will not be able to build a national consensus any day, anytime.
That research, we educate the world about Nigeria. We educate central banks about Nigeria. We help educate the IMF about Nigeria. And so being here is a very important thing. And what we want to do is be open in more countries in Europe, in Africa, so that over time the next generation has a footprint here. And when you're here, you actually have much more local knowledge. So you're in Lagos. You know much more about what's going on in Nigeria than I could know sitting in New York City. And we're quite optimistic about the future of Africa. I really do wish that America help get our companies over here to help Africa, to help grow and expand and bring capital, ideas, technology, et cetera. And that's kind of why we're here. And then we rely on localtown.ou to help your country.
No, thank you.
Often have different outcomes than people expect, and sometimes when they start, they can be lasting for 5, 6, or 7 years. And so I think it's incumbent on all of us to worry about it. It doesn't stop J.P. Morgan from expanding. We want to serve clients and serve countries and be respected wherever we do business to help Nigerians in Nigeria and Nigerian companies here, and also Nigerian companies that go overseas. So we still have expansion plans. So worrying about that doesn't stop us from doing things, but we just have to be very conscious of the risk it creates.
Nigeria insists that they have to impress their neighbors and other people that they eat foreign rice. I said, no rice. You either you eat what you grow what you eat, or you die. I think I tried to make my point. And later, Nigeria appreciated it because it provides more jobs. People go back to the land. We have the land, and we produce what we eat. I have only 6 more days to go. And I try to plan to be as far away from Abuja as possible. And thank goodness I came from an area which is farthest away from Abuja. I said, if anybody false move, I establish good relationship with my neighbors. The Nigerian people will defend me. Thank you very much.
Wassalamu alaikum, Agrituna. You either grow what you eat, or you eat what you grow, or you die. That statement will make sense very soon. That statement will soon make sense across the country very soon. Grow what you eat what you grow, or you die. That statement will make sense pretty soon. So, Tinubu has rejected the National Economic Council recommendation to withdraw the proposed tax reform bill. despite widespread criticism that the measure will exacerbate Nigerian hunger crisis, which already affected over 33 million people. The program, Northern Youth Forum, has expressed support for Tinubu decision, commending him for resisting pressure from the NEC and the Northern Governor Forum. It's gonna get squeaky. They come again. Move the prayer.
Nigerians insist that they have to impress their neighbors and other people that they eat foreign rice. I said, no rice. You either you eat what you grow what you eat, or you die. I think I tried to make my point. And later, Nigeria appreciated it because it provides more jobs. People go back to the land. We have the land, and we produce what we eat. I have only 6 more days to go. And I try to plan to be as far away from Abuja as possible. And thank goodness I came from an area which is farthest away from Abuja. I said, if anybody force move, I establish good relationship with my neighbors. The Nigerian people will defend me. Thank you very much. Nigerians insist that they have to impress their neighbors and other people that they eat foreign rice. I said, no rice. You either you eat what you grow what you eat, or you die. I think I tried to make my point. And later, Nigeria appreciated it because it provides more jobs. People go back to the land. We have the land, and we produce what we eat. I have only 6 more days to go. And I try to plan to be as far away from Abuja as possible. And thank goodness I came from an area which is farthest away from Abuja. I said, if anybody force move, I establish good relationship with my neighbors. The Nigerian people will defend me. Thank you very much.
You either grow what you eat, or you eat what you grow, or you die. That statement go soon they make sense. Since Bola Tinubu insisted that bill must go through. Onye na-eme ma onye na-eme mọrụkwala ọzọ. Onye na-eme ma onye na-eme mọrụkwala ọzọ. I just still focus on Bobrisky and Very Dark Man. I see the news where they decide to be that. And they negotiate to now suffer. I the suffer of the next 5 to 10 years because the tax will be increment. Right now the VAT is what at 7.25. So the goal is to get it to 15% by the year 2030, according to the tax bill. So they will carry on go 9 point something by next year. They go increase that to. No worry, I'll come give on a detail. Let me use let me get situated. But enjoy.
Nigerians insist that they have to impress their neighbors and other people that they eat foreign rice. I said, no rice. You either you eat what you grow what you eat, or you die. I think I tried to make my point. And later, Nigeria appreciated it because it provides more jobs. People go back to the land. We have the land, and we produce what we eat. I have only 6 more days to go. And I try to plan to be as far away from Abuja as possible. And thank goodness I came from an area which is farthest away from Abuja. I said, if anybody false move, I establish good relationship with my neighbors. The Nigerian people will defend me. Thank you very much.
One more time.
Nigerians insist that they have to impress their neighbors and other people, that they eat foreign rice. I said, no rice. You either you eat what you grow what you eat, or you die. I think I tried to make my point. And later, Nigeria appreciated it because it provides more jobs. People go back to the land. We have the land, and we produce what we eat. I have only 6 more days to go. And I try to plan to be as far away from Abuja as possible. And thank goodness I came from an area which is farthest away from Abuja. I said, if anybody false move, I establish good relationship with my neighbors. The Nigerian people will defend me. Thank you very much.
Whether grow what you eat or eat what you grow, you have the option of dying. So now I'm more curious now. How Babati run his government that year? You know, collect money from World Bank. I know he has a very good relationship with Chinese. Most all his projects are run by Chinese money. Is that the way? Now, so you can avoid the IF warrant as IMF. Now, so you can avoid their warrant. Eh? You collected their money. Now you have to find a way to reimburse them. They are not playing too. So for Bola Tinubu to be going against the 36 governors, pretty much going against the neck. Now we are interesting times ahead. Interesting times ahead. President Bola Tinubu has rejected the National Economic Council NEC recommendation to withdraw the proposed tax reform bill, despite widespread criticism that they despite widespread criticism that the measure will exacerbate Nigerian hunger crisis, which already affected over 33 million people. The Progressive Northern Youth Forum has expressed support for Tinubu's decision, commending him for resisting pressure from the NEC and the northern governor. I don't understand. This game is becoming very so proper. Like the governors and the elite are saying no, the youth are saying yes. What game is at play here? So the bill is one of the bill is the goal is to rise VAT from 7.5 now to 10% by 2025, from 12%, from 12.5%. Excuse me. So they will raise it from 12.5% from 2026 to 2029, and 15% from 2029 to 2030 onward. No be juju be that. Company tax rate imposing the 27.5% tax rate on companies, including 25% from 2026. Development levy, including 4% development levy on companies to fund the student education loan fund. Excessive tax imposing a 5% excess duty on lottery, gaming, incomes, and telecommunication service. So even telephones they go soon go up. Critic argued that this measure will increase the economic burden on low-income households and worsen Nigerian hunger crisis. Oh, uh, I want to see Bola Tinubu genius too. How you go to do am without repercussion? It's something I am interested in. How people are not interested, or people don't know, but people don't know has to do with the media. That means the media is in. The media is already in on Tinubu already. Well, I'm not surprised because now Western IMF, so now they get everybody. They are still more interested in publicity and very dark. Interesting time ahead. People don't know. The shit that is going to hit us, boom in the face. Ah, ah, it will be like juju. That is the tax. The same tax bill that rattle Kenya. That always take the man out. The post affairs. They are still working around it. We'll see how Jagaban Jagaban go take go handle the bill. Is he going to succeed, or that will be the end of his presidency? Vote him out. The funniest thing, they have to implement it now. No be saying that waiting go take play second time. No be saying that waiting go fit take play game for second time. Like say, okay, make it just the drag out till second time. No, na lie. The increment start from 2025. So you have to. So that means the bill has to go through by fire by force. Lord about. Ah, it's interesting. I ain't go take do am. Ah, how is he going to pass the bill without losing his second term? Or will he succeed in getting it through? Like whichever way, I don't know. It's fucked. If you get it through, maybe money exchange and whatever, they cut across the aisle. But how do you get it through the people? Because Obi is out there waiting. You can bribe all the PDP plus the PDP guys. with Atiku by assuring him, say, yes, you go hand over to Ram. But I don't think you can do that with Obi because Obi is pretty much like an outsider. He's operating like an outsider, even though he's not an outsider. Why am I saying this? Obi constituency, I pretty much don't give a fuck about the shenanigan that is going on. How you want to do the hunger will be fed deeply across the length and breadth of the country. And if the way Obi is going, with his podcast appearance, if he continue, hey, wahala dey o, wahala dey. This one where Sule Lamido don't come out say they run him mouth, they declare Obasanjo. What's going on there? When those two old men are going back and forth, somebody must suffer. Either Obi suffer, or Tinubu suffer, or Atiku suffer. One of them will suffer. That's the implication of that. So if you go through the people, if you go through the parliament, go through the both houses by way of your political sagacity, how the fuck do you maneuver the public for them to give you second term? Well, if you still take the second term by force, after all, the obedience, Obi and his people are already, they don't lose them already. I don't see them over organizing the government in power. Shit doesn't work like that. I refreshing now. I didn't say that.
You think leadership is a common case? No. Esther said, if I perish, I perish. Whenever you are in leadership, look at what happened to Donald Trump. In America, where security is everywhere. Yet, 2 times now they wanted to kill him. Every profession has its own risk. If you're not willing to take the risk that is attached to any profession, step aside so that people who are given that mind by God will go ahead and serve God in that capacity. If you're an actor and an actress and you say you're not going to hug babes and you're not going to kiss them, step aside. Because that's what the job is. Don't come and say you're a born-again Christian. That's what the job entails. If you're a politician and you can't stand for your people that voted for you, and because you don't want to die, step aside. Because that's what the job entails. Any politician that is not behaving like Simfubara, who will resist and protest when his rights are trampled upon, knowing that our judicial system, knowing that our electoral system have failed us, that any politician who will not stand his ground, no matter the risk to his person, I said I will not speak for that politician again, and I maintain it. And you can see what is happening, because we can't go forward. We calm down. If Simfubara has been saying calm down, do you know where River State would have been? He said he's ready for them. He's fully prepared. The election must go on. The election must hold. Winners must be declared. They will be sworn in. And whatever is going to happen, let it happen. I am looking for leaders who would say nobody will rig my election. And if you rig my election, I will fight. Nigerians, come out and fight. If they kill anybody, let them kill all of us. Oh yes, and thank God I'm seeing it happen. What Fubara did, was he advocating for violence? Was he advocating that the law should be broken? No. He was advocating for his rights. That's my opinion. That's my advocacy. We must advocate for our right and stand by it. I did not disqualify anybody. I don't have that right. I said I am not going to speak for anybody going forward except this person meets this criteria. In any case, we have finished 2023 election. It's over. 2027 election has not come. So anybody who is saying betrayal, what am I betraying? There is nothing on ground. When I was a spokesman in 2023, I did my job creditably well, and we convinced Nigerians on what we believe is right. But you can see that in Nigeria, you not only have to have the power to win election, you have to have the power to defend your election. So anybody that does not have that spirit or power to defend the votes in a manner that you would say, whatever happens to me as a person, let it happen, I am not willing to speak any further for the person. So what I just simply said is that going forward, I will no longer be part of this until these fears are addressed. So I did not disqualify anybody. One, I don't have that power. Then two, I am not betraying anybody because I'm still a member of Labour Party. And you can see I'm still fighting. The Labour Party should be consolidated because Nigerians are looking for an alternative to these people. That if you want to fight these people who are compulsive thieves and who are the worst amongst us, leading us, according to Senator Ndume, who is part of them, then you have to grow higher and be more aggressive than calm down. That's what I said, and I stand by it. In all honesty, I would have said we don't. But because I'm a student of theology, I would not say so. Because when Elijah thought he was the only person that was worshiping God, God said, no, you're not the only person. There are more than 7,000 persons like you still in that country that have not done anything evil. I know them. So the only thing we have to do in this country, we must not be sentimentally attached to anybody, any politician. We must not be loyal to political parties or politicians. We have to be loyal to the country and to the law. And if any law is unjust, we have to fight the law. If anybody is doing anything illegal, no matter who the person is, we have to fight the person. So in Nigeria, we must create the environment so that those 7,000 that we do not know who are leaders will be able to begin to emerge. If the good ones keep quiet, they will never emerge. When people say people are selling their votes, you know why they are selling their votes? Because they believe that even if they vote their conscience, it will not count. Not because they want to be corrupt. They saw what happened in 2023. I was an active participant in that election of 2023. They did not sell their votes. But after, it did not count. So they'll be like, why would I go and say I'm voting for my conscience when it will not count? If I'm going to take this money, at least it will be what I gain. So if we don't fight, we are...
You know, personal interest aside, this man's pain will be felt and well understood when, as I said, Bola Tinubu successfully passed the bill by way of whatever, and the ripple effect will be felt by every Nigerian, and Nigerians will be ready to go and vote against Tinubu, but there will not be a leader that will inspire those people to go all out, just like the way Trump did, which is the conclusion Okonkwo is trying to make. So his personal interest and whatever aside, his pain will be well understood when waiting that they talk today so happens. Unless I don't know how you want to appease both the elected member. Those ones are easy, but how do you go around the people when so how long can you share money? How many? As I said, Obi is running his campaign like an outsider. The only thing that is missing is that organizing structure. I don't blame him. I blame the people who are around him. and the courage to inspire people to follow, because all you need to do is listen to Congo and pick a leaf from what Trump did. Trump doggedness and courageousness, regardless of everything they throw at him, inspire people you never expected to run to throw their weights behind him, and it worked. So whatever that we are going through right now is going to double, if not triple, if Bola Tinubu successfully push that big through the House and the Senate. But is there anybody out there that can actually coordinate, organize the administration that of the people? Because the people will feel the pain, the suffer will increase times two. And who can now capitalize on that pain and lead them to the polls? But beyond leading them to the polls, defend your votes, just like Okonkwo is lamenting. That's what it's going to take. Because that bill has to be passed this first term. As I said, in fact, this year stroke early next year, because the implementation starts from 2015, 2025, from 7.5% to 12%, I mean to 10%. That has already been fixed. So, two ways can Tinubu pass that bill successfully without any repercussion, immediate repercussion, or losing his second term. As I said, in brother for Kenya is still hanging on. It's no, they're not very successful. They are still working around it. The 36 state governors have said no. Some group of Arewa youth are saying we are for it. What about the southern youth? They are still busy pursuing Bobrisky and VDM. Now, what's the matter with that? Because all of a sudden, what VDM they do is angelical. Now, we think government is supposed to do that, but that's a different ballgame. Where are we? When a governor no one mobilize on at all, because guess what? Last Labola Tinubu will bribe all of them. That's why you are not seeing it in front of our newspapers. That's why you are not seeing our television people are talking about it. Right? And pretty much Bola Tinubu has already get that side covered. Yes, the state, the fact that the state governors are not rallying and mobilizing the people spells something. Means they are waiting for offer. Or the offer that has been tabled before they know is not satisfied. There's hope that the man go fit meet them at a reasonable end. That's what you are saying. Again, he go pass. If he pass, there will be a big window because the suffer go triple. Who is going to speak to those who can actually embody the hardship that will come? Who can embody it and communicate it and sell it? But most importantly, you have to actually inspire the people to say, nah, yeah, nah, die with it for it. So that's exactly what happened in American election. The MAGA movement went to work beyond anybody, as in, I did talk him before, say, call, what are the house of call himself? We see that they do. They say, nah, we are secret. We just come and bluff. No. I say, because I did paying attention, I did study what the MAGA movement they do, how they segment themselves in various dimensions, the intellectuals, the artisans, the business people, the tech people, all of them just go in group and went to work. But of course, with a man who said, I will die for now, to just like what Okonkwo is saying. Because it's coming. Now wetin make Atiku just dey low key is working. Because you can bribe your way through the Senate and the Congress. I don't know how you go take appease the majority of people wey go their life will change again because the direct implication of that tax bill. Obi is in a very, very strategic position to take advantage of this pain wey go come from it. But is that enough? If to say him show courage a little bit for this past election, just like the way Trump did the first one, I think the conversation today will be different. But most importantly, the intellectual obedient, the young obedient, the people understand why this bill is important. They didn't even know anything about the bill because it's upon them for them to read, understand, analyze it, and explain it to their parents. Again, I am not speaking from my heart. This is exactly what the Kenyans did. And my own, I dey do so and play my part. Oh. I no be person who just come take advantage of when begin start. I will begin from this in there. I will bring a scholarship. I will tell you what it is. Everybody is focused on VDM, Bobrisky, and some clowns out there. But shit is getting real behind the scene. Shit is getting real. They don't give a deadline. That bill must be passed before 2025. Now November we day, brothers and sisters. So for NEC to kick against that with all the opposition that is coming from everywhere, the man stood his ground. No be say na agidi him get. Na order. Na order. So now the bill, the few people where they talk about that on TV or those who the supporters of the bill, the Bola Tinubu people, we can tell you where they always like make their case from, right? Because the bill is a Bola Tinubu tax reform proposed aim to strengthen tax collection, ensure compliances, and optimize revenue in Nigeria. The proposal includes four key bills transmitted to the National Assembly. Nigeria Revenue Service Establishment Bill, which is repeal the Federal Inland Revenue Service Bill number 13 of 2007 and establish the Nigeria Revenue Service to assess, collection, and account for revenue accrued to the Federation. Joint Revenue Board Establishment Bill, establishing the Joint Revenue Board's Tax Appeal Tribunal and Office of the Tax. All these ones, na grammar, they go first. Now, all those ones you will hear, say, but by the time you begin to go down to do more, you find out where the effect go always come, the increment them, right? The increment in VAT, they will raise VAT from that's the value added tax. They're already for it's currently at 7.5%. They suppose they have to raise it to 10% by 2025. We are already there. So this is why the man is undergoing no one grief for anybody. So you know hungry for the state governors, the neck and every other person, right? Now from 2025, from 2026 to 2029, they have to find a way to raise them again to 20 to 15%. Hence, when they play that Jimmy Diamond video, when they tell say, regardless of how he's going to, whatever he's going to cost you people from now, 5, 10, 20, 15 years, they have to expand. So our Ingo take one. That's where the problem is. The northern people understand that. They want to make the opportunity. They understand the implication of trying to rescue Tinubu out of power, denying the second time. I'm not saying it's not out of reach. It's possible, but that's a very tall order. And the blowback, they might not be able to control the blowback. Not say violent or anything, but the fragmentation that will cause. But another thing is they are ready to cut deals. I trust my northern people, they will cut deals. Maybe deal we go money or anything or power. Do our people understand this? The fact that Obi is not even talking about a bill, unless I don't know because I know the follow like that. Just they always pick on any of the things we go viral way. You know, say it's it's surrogate. They always like to even if he mess, they go amplify him, which is okay. But the guy is not even talking about the tax bill. He's not educating his followers. He's not educating his base. So what does that say about him? Does that mean he's in for the bill too? Of course, he's in. Now all of them are the same class. So I don't know. Anybody want to tell me why?
People protested when I was governor. They even called strike. They shut down our schools for months. People protested when I was governor. They even called strike. They shut down our schools for months. Our hospitals for months. Well verified. We need more transparency. And when you talk about transparency in terms of figures, you show it, you elucidate it. Figures are not 1 + 1 is 2. It's not something you say it's just 2 because of. Tell us how we arrived at it and we'll believe. And when we talk about subsidy, I've continuously said, if we are removing subsidy, what are we replacing it with? Where are we applying that subsidy we removed to? So if you say to me, I've removed subsidy, I'm going to use it to build this number of classrooms to be able to pull out of school children into school so we can verify and follow and track those schools. We have issue in health, primary health care, especially issue of infant mortality. Removal of resource subsidy will enable us to build this number of primary health cares in different, so that we can measure it. So you don't remove something without saying what is replaced and where are we moving our money to. Or it's helping us to manage our debts. This is it. But here we have fuel subsidy removed. The debt is